And let's show the world once again why the United States of America remains the greatest nation on earth.
President Obama's jobs plan is out. The Chamber of Commerce, though, not exactly thrilled with it. Martin Regalia is the chief economist for the Chamber. He joins us now from Washington. Martin, thanks for being here. Appreciate it.
Yeah, good morning.
Let's talk about that. I know you read the speech in detail. Give me your initial reaction.
Well, the initial reaction was that we were happy to see him focus on jobs. We were a little bit disappointed in the mix of proposals that came out. These are things that have been tried and haven't been very successful, and just expanding the old programs and extending them really isn't going to create any jobs in the long run.
What specifically has been tried and hasn't been very successful? Cutting the payroll tax in half, that's a big chunk of this money.
Cutting the payroll tax, extensions of unemployment insurance. We know that the extensions of unemployment insurance actually increase the duration of unemployment. They don't create jobs. We realize they're done for more humanitarian reasons and to help mitigate the pain of the recession. But if you're focusing on jobs, you have to do things that create jobs, not just do things that make the unemployed feel better.
The president didn't only talk about extending unemployment benefits. He also talked about really dramatically changing the structure of unemployment benefits in this country, using money to aid people in training to get back to work. He's really looking at revamping the system the way it is. Would you argue that that is not the right plan?
I would argue that that's not the right plan. When you look at the unemployment situation, you want to incentivize people to get back to work, and you want to create demand in the economy so that businesses create jobs to employ those people. Now, it's granted, in the longer run, you want to train people for the new workplace, and that's important, but that's a long-run policy, vital policy, but a long-run policy, not a short-run jobs creator.
Another one of the Chamber's recommendations to Congress and the President ahead of this address was a big focus on increased oil and gas exploration. That is not something that we saw outlined in what we have thus far from the White House, and it's not something that the President discussed in his address. Your take?
There's a tremendous amount of known reserves for oil and natural gas in this country, and we're not exploiting them, nor are we building the pipelines and the like that will be needed to move those resources to the places where they would be used. So we're very disappointed that that wasn't in there, because we think that's a slam dunk. We need more energy. We need less dependency on foreign energy, and it wasn't even mentioned.
What part of the President's address does the Chamber believe is the most useful and is the most likely to pass through this Congress?
Well, when you talk about payments for unemployment, and when you talk about tax cuts for companies through the payroll tax system and for individuals, you are going to see some modest increase in demand because of those increased payments. The problem is that in the long run, how are they going to be paid for? So we're a little bit disappointed when you look at the huge amount of spending and even the tax cuts, because we would have preferred permanent tax cuts and permanent changes to the tax system, which have stimulated savings, investment, job growth, and job creation. And that isn't what we saw in this plan.
Does the super committee play a role at all in job creation in your mind? Is it related in that the super committee, if it does its job, instills more confidence in the American people? You know,
you're talking about $2 trillion. That's a very daunting task. We hope they achieve it, because we do think that it will help bring some certainty and some better perspective to our long-run fiscal problems. It's still not enough to get us where we want to be, but it is a very, very good first start.